Alright, so welcome back to my wonderful world of mistakes. Here we have a 2005 Honda Civic. You look inside here, looks pretty decently clean. Tires are in good shape. It's had a front end impact, so it didn't look that bad. So it was sold on mileage inoperable. Engine starts a no, run and drive no, keys are present. It is an insurance vehicle. So I said, well, normally with a higher mileage vehicle, the interior is going to be tore all up. So mileage is probably pretty decent. So let's go ahead and gamble this bad boy. So when I get it here to the shop, which I've already unplugged it, this is what the ignition looks like. It's all hanging. All of these pieces are hanging. They're plugged in. Like I said, I unplugged these, but they're all hanging, taken apart. This piece right here is where the key goes into and actually turns. You can turn this with a flathead screwdriver or a Phillips or anything. Whereas this is the rings that the security that reads the chip inside the key, because there's a little chip inside of this key, and that's what reads this. So anyway, we're gonna get on YouTube, look and try to figure out how this piece is supposed to be assembled, and then see if we can get this to turn over and go from there, and see what mileage, if it come up on the cluster, and see what mileage is on this vehicle. Okay, so after a quick YouTube video, it actually this doesn't stack on top of each other, so that's the reason why I was messed up. I've never took one of these apart. So anyway, this piece will go on here on this side of this big mechanism, and then this piece will actually, it goes back there one way or another. It goes on the back side. So two pieces go on the front, one goes on the back side. We do have the tumbler missing, but it still should crank if it recognizes that key. We're gonna try to rig something up, see if we can get it to crank, and if not, I might be running to the junkyard to see if I can snag a whole assembly. Okay, so with the piece put back on this side, put it on this side, you can see this piece right up in here. This will actually turn. So you can turn that with a screwdriver. You can hear that powers the vehicle up. So here's the mileage. There's the big mistake that we have made. So now we have to fix this whole vehicle, plus figure out what I'm gonna do with it to recoup my money. All right, so we got the key through here. This is all you need, is you just need your key through this sensor, and that's gonna read the chip that simulates it being up here. You don't need a tumbler. Tumbler is just so that it's a, if you don't understand how a tumbler works, you'll have to research that, because I don't really have time to explain it. But basically, the tumbler is what makes just one key fit. But we do have a key light flashing, which normally means security, which means the key's not reading. But we're about to put the scan tool on it and see what happens. And with this stuff with the mileage, you actually could have this be in the wrong cluster, where maybe the cluster went bad and somebody put a junkyard cluster in there that had higher miles, and the car could actually have lower miles than it has, which would then brand the title as mileage not accurate. But in this situation, when you run the Carfax or the background check on the car, the mileage does check out that is actually the mileage on the car. Mike's in here scanning this. What's it saying for me to do, Mike?
Something about pin 16 DLC.
Okay.
Needs to be grounded.
Okay.
Look down there, see if there's a blue or green connector down there that needs to be plugged in or something.
A blue or green connector.
Somewhere probably in that corner.
Oh, the other corner?
Yeah, like where your left foot would go. Let it kick down.
I see a blue switch, but I don't see no blue connector. We got a connector with,
That's blue.
hold on, we got a connector with two wires. The fuck is a switch down here for?
I don't know, flip it.
I'll flip it. All right.
Hold on, let me see.
Let's see if that works. I don't know what it's for. Is the light still flashing?
No, it ain't
No,
flashing. It's off now.
Oh, wow.
Let's try it.
Holy crap.
Hell yeah.
So that thing literally has some hidden switch down here. That thing, it don't even look that rigged. Like at all. Like it looks, I don't know. It looks professional somewhat. Holy crap, really that is crazy. And this thing runs like a freaking Cadillac. Wow. All right, so let's see if we can get this thing out back. 315,000 miles. I don't have a single dollar of margin of error to make on this car. Like, I can't mess up with anything on this car. Like, this car has to go smooth if I'm going to recoup my money or even make a dollar on it. So with that in there, all you have to do is stick your screwdriver in your tumbler up inside there and turn it, Okay, car comes on. Car fires right up, okay? Because it's reading the key in there. So we're gonna leave that taped in there until we replace all that. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if this thing moves. So let's put this thing in reverse. Hey, we are moving, guys. We are setting sail. The chicken has left the coop, boys. Man, the journeys and the stuff that happens in the salvage title world is absolutely crazy sometimes. You never know what adventure, or you never know what today is going to bring you. Okay, so she runs good. Sounds like she needs a motor mount whenever you go to move it, but she runs good. But you can see we got a lot of grime. Oil buildup. So what I like to do is take my good old Purple Power, and we're gonna give this thing a bath and pressure wash this thing down. I don't like to work on dirty motors, and I also like to go ahead and get them clean right whenever I get them in, so I can start seeing if there's any new leaks or anything as we move this thing around and crank it, you know, over the next days or so. Okay, so we took the bumper off, and looking at it now, you can see the problem if you know what you're looking for. I don't know where I was at. I guess I was sleeping and buying cars. But if you look at this in relation to like outside tire versus that's outside, when it got hit right there, it knocked the whole front end over. So not only do we got 314,000 miles to deal with, now we have extreme frame damage to deal with. So the whole front end would have to be pulled back over. So at this moment, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this car. I really don't. So I always have the options of taking the cats out and selling the cats and then crushing the car and trying to recoup the money. I can't remember what I paid for this thing. But the car's so clean, even with the high mileage, I really wanted to fix it. So I might clamp it to the frame rack and see if the front end will pull right over. Sometimes these things pull over really easy. And if it does pull over really easy, then it probably still would be worth fixing. All right, so I just called my cat buyer, and the cats are should be worth around $260 to $300. So that does not do us much good. We should be able to scrap the car for around $200, also maybe $300. Here's the vehicle, 2005 Honda Civic. You can see my bid was $525 with fees. I ended up, let's see here, I'll scroll this down, getting myself out the door for a wonderful $758 for all vehicle. That'd be good if it didn't have frame damage and didn't have a key problem. So it's not the fact that the frame damage is not a super big deal, but it's more time. With the car having 314,000 miles on it, it definitely, you don't want to put so much time into it, but you also don't want to lose money, because you know that on a car like that, it's going to be hard to sell. So you're pretty much just going to be selling it for what you're in it. You're probably not going to make anything. If you do make anything, it's going to be like $100 to $300, unless somehow we just get lucky. And I could have checked the mileage before I bought it, and I would have stayed away from the car. But I'm pretty sure this was a night that we were at the racetrack, and I got home late, showered, and I jumped online on what's called a timed auction, which I'd have to go over that in another video. Anyway, and I bought the car probably at like 11 o'clock at night, midnight maybe even. I just jumped on there, seen it. Price was decent, chunk, $550 bid at a Civic that looked clean. Thought I was going to win, and bought it without checking mileage. Gambled on the in-op because the interior being clean and everything, which is normally that's an educated guess in this business. So yeah, we'll figure out what we're going to do with this Jewel. So there goes our little Civic. Our little Civic, we decided to sell it. So we decided to actually sell this thing to pedal. So at the beginning of this video, y'all seen how we figured out how to crank it, all that stuff. We're in March now, right, Ed? Yeah. We're in March. I think I filmed the beginning of this video in like December or October. I can't remember. So it's been a minute that I've had this thing. I was trying to sell it for $850. I've had to put up with a bunch of idiots. I was trying to sell it for like $875. I had to put up with a ton of idiots that ask you, will you take payments and everything for a wrecked vehicle, even though I put in the ad that it's wrecked and that you need to bring your trailer to you know, pick it up. But it would have been a good deal for somebody, you know, to fix it up themselves. But that's what you deal with when you deal with idiots. Everybody wants a perfectly running, good driving car. So I decided to sell it. So we sold it to Pedal. I'll show you these receipts whenever we get to that point in the video. Pedal is a company online that you can go put your information in and they'll come pick vehicles up for you. So I think I sold the car for $5 something. This one, I just sold another one this morning for $5 something. And we took we kept the cats. So they do not, on their application, they don't require you to input the catalytic converter information if it's there or not. So I always keep my cats. So hopefully the cats, my cat buyer said that the cats could be worth up to $400 on this one because it is a manifold mounted cat. But you know, we'll see whenever he comes to pick it up. It's sad because I didn't really want to get rid of this car because it's a clean little car. You know, the front end was swayed over a little bit, but it's not like it couldn't have been fixed. But with the mileage being, you know, 380 something or whatever it was, it's just not too practical to fix. I was actually thinking about fixing it, keeping it myself as a little gas saver, but that's just not super practical right now. So we dumped it. Pedals should be here next week to pick it up. We're about to take to Colorado and go around here and pull our other vehicle out the hole that we have back here that Ed's moving stuff out of now. So let's drag out this other cord I've had back here forever and let's get this thing ready to sell to Pedal. All right, so it is Monday morning and they have come from the local auction to pick up our vehicles. So what they do is your driver, he'll come and he will check your title and take pictures of all the title. He'll take pictures of the vehicle and then they will load it up and they'll carry it out of here. They'll leave you with a check that you can deposit in your bank, you know, in cash. And it's simple as that. You can do all the stuff right online on their website, Pedal. Just Google Pedal buys cars or Pedal sells cars or something, because I don't remember the exact website name, but they'll just come out and take pictures of your stuff and load it up. It's that simple.